Update. Am I the asshole for abandoning my mother-in-law in a parking lot full of watching people? Original corrected prose. Hi Reddit. Sorry this update took so long, but I just signed the last of the divorce papers and wanted to share with this sub. I took the top comments advice and tried to have a conversation with my ex-husband and his mother, but they both just yelled at me and would not listen to anything I said. My ex-husband even went back on his agreement to not invite her over. Apparently, this was my punishment for disobeying him and embarrassing his mother. For a few months, I stayed with my best friend on the weekends, and she convinced me to divorce him. But because I was a SOM, I needed a steady source of income. Early 2023, we started a candle-making business on Etsy. It was really rough the first few months, but we began to gain traction, and I finally told my ex that I wanted a divorce after I felt financially stable. He said no, but I had already worked everything out with my lawyer. After I sent him the papers, he and his mother began harassing me, and he said that he would agree to the divorce only if I gave up full custody of my daughter. Long story short, this ended up in us going to court, and I now have full custody. My best friend is the real hero of this entire story. She let me stay over for free throughout the proceedings and helped me care for my daughter. With the alimony and the money I made from the candle-making business, I officially moved in with my best friend and began paying her rent too. I'm currently saving up to buy a place of my own. My daughter and I are really happy right now, and I can't believe that I didn't see how toxic my ex and his mother were for the 7 years we were married. I hope this is enough drama for the rest of my life, and thanks to all the people in my DMs who showed me how toxic my relationship was. Best friend really is the MVP. Glad this had a happy ending. Congratulations, he was too old for you anyway. His decision to hand out punishment shows that he didn't see OP as an equal in the marriage, most likely due to the age difference. Definitely not a relationship to spend the rest of your life in. I like the way your ex thought you wouldn't divorce him because he said no. In his mind, I want a divorce. No. Well, I tried. Okay, never mind. I shall resume my role as a doormat for you and your mommy. He said no, ha, bye boy. Congrats to you. Way to take ownership of your life. You are worth more than your ex and his mother ever deserved. Dying to know how you got full custody, but totally understand if you don't want to share. This update is both inspiring and empowering. It's so amazing to see someone take charge of their life and create a better future for themselves and their child. The courage and strength shown by the author to leave behind a toxic relationship and build a successful business is truly commendable. It's heartwarming to see the support and love from the best friend throughout this difficult journey. The perseverance and determination to fight for full custody of their daughter is truly admirable, and it's wonderful to see that they are now in a happy and stable place. How did the author find the strength and motivation to start a new business and navigate the legal process to gain full custody? What were the biggest challenges they faced, and how did they overcome them? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's move right into our next Reddit post. Am I the asshole for not allowing my mother-in-law to come over to my house unannounced and for no longer accepting anything she buys us? I have been with my husband for 3.5 years and married just over 1 year. This past November, we had our first child. My husband is an only child, and his father was never in the picture. Him and his mom have never really been close. Now, for a little backstory, we are both at odds with my mother-in-law, and it all started less than 24 hours after I had my son. My husband and I told both my mother-in-law and my mother that we did not want our son's birth turned into a photo op. People taking pictures of me have always made me uncomfortable. My son had some complications immediately after he was born, and he was rushed to the NICU. I wasn't able to see him for roughly 9 hours. Once I was allowed to go into the NICU, my husband went with me, as this was the first time I was officially meeting my newborn son. Next thing I know, I look up and see my mother-in-law using this opportunity as a photo op. I was fuming. These were not the first pictures I wanted of my son or of my husband and I with our son. The next morning, my mother-in-law decided she wanted to come back and see our son, who is now safe and in our room. I am running on maybe 2 hours of sleep, but still said it was okay for her to come. Once she was there, I didn't really interact with her. I was just trying to rest. After she left, she ended up calling my husband. This is when he decided to call her out on the photo op and how she completely violated a boundary that we clearly set. Her response floored me. She began yelling at my husband, saying that I hate her, that I don't like her, and I never have, that I am so hateful towards her. She said her reasoning for taking the pictures was because she thought that we would want to remember that moment, and to her it wasn't a big deal, and she didn't see the point of getting upset. Once all this happened, I decided I needed to distance myself from her and focus on my new family. My husband agreed with doing this as well. Fast forward to about a week and a half ago. My husband and son had been sick for over a week. I was out doing errands and getting groceries. Mother-in-law asked me multiple times if I wanted anything from Sam's Club. I would constantly tell her, no, but thank you. She was doing the same to my husband, and he would also respond, no, we are good, thanks. I returned home and my son was screaming. He hadn't slept all day. We all decided to try to nap. My husband finally falls asleep and I finally get my son to fall asleep. About 10 minutes later, there is a knock on my door. My dog goes flying and barking her head off, waking up my son. I answer the door and say, why are you here? She says, I wanted to bring you a rotisserie chicken, a trash can, and laundry detergent. I told her we already said we didn't want anything and to not show up at our house unannounced, and that next time she tries to give us random crap, I will immediately return it to her. We don't want anything from her. She got angry and said she will never come over or speak to us again, and slammed the door. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. This is wrong of me, but the quickest cure for the always popping by unannounced guest is to stop answering the door like a knee-jerk response to the bell. I never answer the bell when I'm not expecting anyone, and I almost never casually grab the phone when it rings either, unless I'm at work. I needed a clean circle of get off my nerves, so I created one. And yes, I will tell anyone later, sorry I missed you, what did you need? Retrain her just as you would a dog. Okay? Give her some homeopathic aversion therapy by not engaging in the endless cycling of your frustration and dramatizing that she's being victimized. I never even actually told my husband out loud that my new plan with his sisters was to stop engaging in the nonsense. And they now recognize that I am not responding to their constant BS. And if they want to set someone's hair on fire, they have to call him. Stop responding her competitive intrusions. She feels replaced in her son's affections, and it's driving her mad. If she barks, put her on ignore. If she whines, ignore her. If she cries, give her one long stare before you leave the room, and she can perform for the empty seats. Let her son drive this car with a missing tire. Her goal is to drive you bonkers, so make that part stop. She's using your united front against you right now, so switch it up. Emotional vampires need to get over themselves. I'd have laughed to myself at the whole never speak to you again thing because, yeah, thanks a lot. It's all I ever wanted from you anyway. Peace and quiet works. NA, but I wonder if it's worth experimenting with a different approach. You keep telling mother-in-law, please don't do this, and then she keeps doing that very thing. Why? Because she thinks she's being helpful. All she wants is to help you. So give her stuff to do that scratches that itch, and then live your life in peace. Do you need stuff from Sam's Club? No, but what we really need is someone to take our dog for a few hours so we can nap uninterrupted. Or, yes, we could really use some orange juice, but our house is a mess and everyone is sleeping. Can you leave it at the door / we'll get it from you tomorrow? This is the secret. My mother has driven me mental for years, forcing things on me that she feels are helpful. My younger sister is the genius who just suggested I start giving her assignments. Need something picked up and dropped off somewhere? I call mom and ask her to do it for me. Need some research done to find a plumber available for a certain repair? Call mom and tell her how busy I am, and she's so good at this stuff. Can she do it? They're simple things that give her focus and make her feel like she's contributing without overwhelming her or giving her anything that could cause trouble if she didn't do it. It's been amazing since then. She loves it. The relentless drop-by visits have gone to almost zero. The FaceTime calls and check-ins have gone way down. She's either feeling more fulfilled by my assignments or she's hiding from me. Either way, it's working. Edit. I feel the need to also say that you should never be angry at someone for bringing you a roasted chicken. She may be annoying, but a roasted chicken is thoughtful, as we all know it. Another edit. This also helps my mom. She, like most women of her generation, is an obsessive people pleaser, but also very anxious and self-absorbed too. This combo makes them intrusive and insecure, so that you spend too much time making them feel better and stroking their egos. I have talked to her before about not feeling bad to say no when people make demands on her, but she struggles. This way, she also gets to practice saying no in a safe environment. She knows that I ask her to do these things because she desperately wants to help, but some things are beyond her capabilities/knowledge. Sometimes she has other shit to do. Sometimes she just doesn't want to do the thing. I am the place she can say no to safely and without having to explain and without judgment. I'm helping her learn, in her 70s, that no is a complete sentence and it's okay. Not the asshole, but I think mother-in-law is well-intentioned. If she was a single mom, she is probably thinking about how hard it was for her. The rotisserie chicken just struck me as an effort to bring you something you didn't have to prepare. It's completely your decision, but consider allowing someone to help you. Friends, relatives, hired help? I don't know, to be honest. I can't tell if there's more at play or if you just don't like the lady. The pick thing I can understand, but when family gets sick, we complain that no one steps up to the plate to help. She was trying to do that, and I don't believe you mentioned that you told her not to come over. So was it that egregious that you had to talk to her like that? Yeah, I'm picking up on a tone from the OP that she really doesn't like her mother-in-law touring. She didn't say anything in her post, but it sounds like mother-in-law wants to see the baby and doesn't know how to be part of their life. She wanted to take photos of the baby because OP was out of it, and she hoped to give them to her as a helpful memory piece. She offered to buy stuff for them at the store and use the bought items as a way to gain entry to the house. It's not great of mother-in-law because she got stuff for them when they said they didn't need anything. But also, I see her side of it. She probably wants to be part of their life, and it sounds like OP doesn't really want her part of their life. Or I guess son either. Kind of sucky all around. It seems that this scenario is a mix of interesting and sad, but also a bit intense. The dynamic between the mother-in-law and the poster is clearly complicated and has taken a toll on the poster's mental health and relationship with her new family. The invasion of privacy and repeated boundary violations are difficult to navigate, and it's clear that the situation has escalated to the point where the poster feels the need to distance herself from the mother-in-law. Hey, it sounds like you're dealing with a lot right now. The complexities of navigating family dynamics, especially after having a new baby, can be incredibly overwhelming. How are you managing to prioritize self-care and protect your time for bonding with your new family amidst all of this? Well, that's another episode of Am I the Asshole in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.